Okay. Now, this one is easy. I'm sure everybody here is above the easy, but I just give you the easy, okay? Now, easy got limitations. No specifics. Bad or good, that's it. That's all you get, okay? Solution is generic. That means one size fits all, like Zara clothes like that, okay? Usually, a simple forecast only gives you bad. It doesn't really give you a reading for good, okay? So we want to know if something is bad year. Let's say you are in a company, you got 100 staff okay? You just know who's having a bad year so that you can just ignore these bad people for 1 year, right? That kind of bad assessment, then this kind of simplified assessment is good enough, right? Alright? I think the main thing that is always challenging when you talk about a bad year though is, like I said, sometimes you have to have a bad year to get good outcomes, okay? A lot of people who achieve and succeed at doing big things don't do it because it was like, getting on a magic carpet and, it's worthwhile things to attain usually require a lot of effort, okay? So, in a sense, sometimes a bad year does not mean a negative outcome. It can be a good outcome, but you have to get through a lot of dog shit to get there, okay? So, a simple assessment cannot distinguish between good and bad with some positive outcomes. It just is very blanket bad, okay? Now, your cheat sheet. Basically, if any of these things are happening, conclusion, bad. Okay? So, if all 4 of your pillars are touched, I don't care how, anything, clash, combo, harm, destruction, whatever, all 4, usually it's not good. Okay? How not good, cannot say. Why not good, cannot say. Can only say not good. Okay? Alright? You get extra points if it's your month that gets walloped several times. Okay? So you combo, destroy, harm, destruction, bullying, punishment, clash, all whack your month, minus points, definitely bad year already. Okay? Affect your useful god, definitely bad year also. Okay? But you don't like to touch the useful god because it's useful for a reason. Okay? You touch the useful god means what? All your nice things get affected. Okay? But if you touch the month, now, you want to try a little self-experiment, right? Okay? This is a very useful experiment. Every time you go through a month that touch your month branch, you will feel it. Sure one. Okay? Now part of the way to study Patsa is you must observe yourself. Because you are your best guinea pig, right? Because you are with you every day. So you do a little experiment, you observe like, what days are really bad days for you? Sure is touching your month inside your chart. Okay. Every time there is a bad day, you look at the calendar. It will be a day that affects your month. Of course, the day generally has less of an impact than a month. Obviously, a bad month will affect you more than a bad day will affect you, right? But one of the ways to really see this for yourself, in truth, is every time you touch your month, anyway, clash, of course, is the most obvious, you will feel it. Of course, sometimes a clash can be very productive too, right? Bad thing happens, suddenly you have to scramble to solve the problem, right? So you can get a good outcome as well. But generally speaking, we don't like to touch the month because the month is the most sensitive part of the chart. Okay? It's like being kicked in the legs. Kicked in the goolies. It's not nice. Okay? Now, the last criteria you have for a bad month or bad year is your 10-year luck pillar repeats the negative interaction of a year. For example, monkey pillar, monkey year. Or monkey pillar, tiger year, monkey in the chart. Or snake year, monkey, pillar, snake in the chart. You keep seeing the pattern repeat, okay? You know, problem, not nice, okay? So for example, rooster, 10-year pillar, rooster year, one rabbit, or rooster, 10-year luck pillar, rooster year, rooster in the chart, okay? Anytime you have a pile up of that nature, that is going to be a problem. So, if your 10-year pillar doesn't get affected, but your annual pillar is affecting you, then you escape. But if your 10-year pillar affects you and the year affects you, then you are in for it, okay? Now, of course, in for it doesn't mean horribly bad. Mileage varies, right? It depends on the specifics, right? So that's why I say human beings are greedy. You tell them it's a bad year, they want to know, bad like how? So the minus point, like I said, for a simplified assessment using this method is no specifics. Okay? So, talk about solution first. Solution is very easy one. Don't change anything. Okay? Don't change your wife, don't change your boss, don't change your house, don't change where you go to work, don't change anything. Spontaneously. So what does spontaneously mean? Correct. Okay? If today you get angry with your boss, what do? Tomorrow you what? Nah. I quit. That is spontaneous. Don't do that. Okay? But if your problem with your boss was from last year and then this year you're like, cannot stand it. Cannot stand it. Cannot stand it. Cannot stand it. Okay lor. That's not spontaneous. Or last year you were like, that's it, I had it with this person, okay? Next year, oh, this month I got clash. Okay, that month I'm going to put a letter in. Then that's different, that's planned. Okay? However, as a whole, I generally advise people don't change. Why? Hello? Okay, sure. Class monitor, help me open door, thank you. Why don't we want to change anything? Even if it's not spontaneous. Out of the frying pan into the fire, right? You change wife. Now you have new wife. At least the old wife, you knew all her bad habits, right? Now you have to find out this one's bad habits, right? You know what the Chinese say, right? The first one was bad, the second one may turn out to be worse. Someone you married here in a bad year, right? What is the likelihood of a good outcome? So try not to change because you may be getting yourself into a worse situation, right? You think it was bad, then you jump into a thing it's even worse. So try to resist the temptation to change something just because you don't like it, right? Try to ask yourself, why am I having this problem? Okay? And see if you can find a solution. Of course, if you really cannot take it, then change. But see, the trick with these circumstances is to find yourself in a change situation where you're not locked in. Okay? So for example, let's say you want to, cannot stand it lah, I need to change boss. Okay? Then you have to change into a situation where you got an exit strategy in case it's worse on the other side, right? So what is a good way to change boss without really changing boss? Internal transfer is the best. Okay, you still know where the toilet is, you still know who's the evil tea lady, right? The one that don't make your thing the way you like it. You still know where all the dead bodies are, right? It's just that you're in a different part of the office that smells nicer. Right? That's it. Okay? Internal transfer, my favorite strategy. Okay? Gives the person the change that they want without inflicting the risk of total failure in an entirely new organization. Okay? That's one option. Change house, a bit of a bad idea. However, if you rent, who cares? Right? So, if you rent, makes no difference. The problem is for people who are what? For some reason decide they want to change house, don't know why lah, right? Suddenly they got one extra child and they're like, I need a bigger space. Then they go and change and land themselves in a house with worse feng shui. Disastrous. Okay? First you were only sleeping in the 5 yellow, now you have a door at the 5 yellow. Okay? Yeah, your luck is bad, it can be like that, okay? You can be. You know, I've actually had clients come in and having a bad year. I said, where's your door? 5 yellow. Where's your office? 5 yellow. Where's the bedroom? 5 yellow. Okay. Very hard. How do you tell them to move out the house or do how you can't move the door? Okay? So, I think as a whole, my goal whenever we talk about like a bad year for a person is, you try to manage the slide. If they can stay in the same position that they were before and nothing shakes too hard, very good outcome already. Okay? In fact, I always tell people that a bad year is a very good time to spend some time thinking about what you want to do next, and a bad year is the best time to chuck out the crap. Make all the changes that you want to make. Do all the things that you want to do, right, that are not the nasty things like, you know, you really have to break up with this business partner, but you can't find the right time to do it, right? Bad year, that's when you do it. You know? You see, like, who operates this strategy? Listed companies. When the industry is bad, what do? Wow, that's when they dig out all that. Oh, you know that loss that we never told anybody about 3 years ago, right? Now we'll tell them all about it. Dig out all the crap, push it out of the bucket. Now my share price go down. Now my bad already anyway, so let it just go out. Clean all the house, sack all the people that they don't like, get rid. Now my reputation very bad. Everyday newspaper say, wow, this one, very bad. While up your stock price. Never mind. Dump all the crap out first, right? All the oil and gas companies, that's what they're doing now, right? Wow, this division not making money, declare bankrupt, never mind. Cause you know what, now the bank will be like, oh, if you're all declaring bankrupt, I will die because I've got all my money lent out to you all, so they'll come and save you. So it's the same strategy. In a bad year, that's when you go and do all the things that you've been postponing. Because, you know, they never seem like a good time. So now there's no good time coming, do all the bad things. You know, whether it's, of course, ideally though, never use a bad year to exit your strategy, your investments. Unless it's a bad investment, like was bad from day one, it's been bad. Example, just now somebody asked, right, I thought I bought a property in a bad year, now I want to get rid of it. So I said, well, how do you know it's bad? And he said, oh, it's losing money. But I'm like, no. You know what is a bad property? A bad property is something you buy, and then when your tenant moves in, the ceiling caves in, the water pipes leak, endless bad things happen, okay? That you get rid of. Okay, but if all it's doing is not quite making you money, then that's a different story. Okay, you exit the things that are bad that you need to get rid of in a bad year, yes. Okay, so change the unfortunates, but you know, generally though, I try not to encourage people to change anything because sometimes the problem is bigger than you think, and then you know you can't break it into piecemeal and devolve it that way. It's difficult.